Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you some iPhone tips for when you're repairing iPhones. So basically, how I organize all my parts and how I don't lose any of my screws and things like that is when I take apart the phone, I group everything in where everything goes. So basically, if I'm taking out the battery like I am here, I'll take out the two screws and I'll put them on the desk, and obviously if the top screw is longer, then it's obviously going to matter which screw you put back in, so you're going to need to line them up just how they are on the phone as well. And you see that clip, so I'll put that with the top screw as well, and when I pry out the battery, I'll be able to put the battery next to the screws. So when I go back to reassembling the phone, I go, there's the battery, there's the screws for the battery, and the little clip as well. So basically I do that with every single part of the phone, no matter if it's an iPhone 4 or an iPhone 5S. I do my repairs exactly the same. Now, if you're wondering how to check for iCloud lock if you're buying a phone off of someone, you can go ahead and check on the SIM card tray on the iPhone 4 and 4S. That also applies for the 3G and the 3GS, but I doubt anyone's going to be buying any of those these days. If it's not on the SIM card tray, then your SIM card tray has probably been replaced. Another way to check is via the settings app on the phone, but if the phone doesn't turn on, then you can always check this little tag that'll be inside the phone, and that's all the way from the iPhone 4 to the iPhone 5S. I'm not sure about the newer phones. As far as I know, they're not there, so you have to check via the settings or something like that. There's also water indicators as well throughout the phone. So it depends on what generation iPhone you have. You can look them up on the internet, but if they're white, that means there's no water damage. But if they're red or have a slight tinge of red, then they've come in contact at some point with water. Now, what you need is a good set of tools. Now, you can pick these up for $1 or $2 on eBay, and basically they have all you need to fix your phone. It's pretty basic, and I've heard of people using razor blades to open their phones and undo screws, and they just strip the screws to basically to a point where they're never going to come out. So make sure you have the right tools and a little paper clip or a SIM eject tool to get the SIM card tray out. Now, I am going to be buying one of these. It's a battery activated charger or whatever. I'm not too sure why they're called activation chargers, but basically you plug them in and you can charge multiple batteries at once without having to actually connect them to the logic board on the iPhone. So that's a really handy tool if you're working on loads of phones and you want to test batteries that you may pulled from a phone or whatever, and hopefully charge them up and see if they run all right. Now, when you're doing an iPhone repair, you do not want to get cheap iPhone parts. Now, here is my iPhone 4 that I did a screen replacement on quite some time ago, and you can see this screen cost me $20, and the viewing angles are horrendous. They're rubbish, and you can see that it even inverts the colors in some angles. So basically, it's worth spending the extra $20 and getting a proper screen that doesn't have this terrible viewing angle problem, which is known for a lot of cheap LCDs on eBay. Now, I did a screen replacement on an iPhone 5C, and I spent the extra money and paid $50 for this display, and you can see that it's 10 times better in the LCD quality. You can see there's no discoloration anywhere on the phone, and it doesn't invert the colors when you're viewing it in certain angles. Now, just for a minute, I'm going to be talking about an iPad 2 that I had to work on. It was my friend's, and this isn't actually the iPad itself. This is just another iPad I did do a screen replacement on. But basically, he broke his screen, and he came to me to see if I'd fix it for him, and I said, oh yeah, this is how much I'm going to charge for the screen and everything. And he goes, oh, I don't want to pay that. So he finds some guy, some dodgy, sketchy guy, and he does it dirt cheap. And anyway, he comes to me a couple of weeks later complaining about it randomly glitching out and doing things. So basically, he ended up breaking it again, and he wanted me to fix it. So I took it apart. He ordered the screen. He paid me for it. He decided to pay me the money I wanted, and I'd take a look at it. And when I got the screen out, the actual connector for the digitizer had been smashed. As you can see in the photo there, it's not a very good quality photo or anything, but I was just to send to him to show him what had happened. whatever the last guy had done. So basically, I'm not sure how this happened. I mean, it's pretty easy to do a screen replacement. So basically, what I'm trying to get at here is you need to look up tutorials on how to do this stuff. There's plenty of websites out there who give you detailed photos and step-by-step guides in exactly how to do it, how long the screws are, where the screws are, and everything like that. So you don't do things like that. So basically, I put the new digitizer on and I put some tape over it, which stopped the digitizer from shorting out against the LCD, which was in turn grounding it and causing the glitching of the touchscreen. Now, an excellent little app that you can get off the App Store is called Mac Tracker, and basically what this does is it gives you detailed information about everything. So basically, this is who it's made by, so go check them out, download the app. What this does is it allows you to see the specs and everything of different Apple products. So if I go here with the iPhone, it'll tell me the size, the weight, the color, how big it is, you know, what iOS version it can run on, audio formats, display quality, all that kind of stuff. So you can see here with iPhone 7, it comes in its storage capacities and all that. And this doesn't just work for iPhones, you can do it with just about any Apple product, or the PowerPC Max, and even before them with the Apple II and the Apple IIc. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and got some tips and tricks out of this. So when you're repairing iPhones, iPads or Macs, you know what you're doing and hopefully nothing will go wrong. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and I'll catch you guys next time with one of my great videos.